When it comes to new construction homes in Kansas City, this builder is easily one of the best. We've showcased homes like this on a beautiful walkout lot with a tree line in the back, others with soaring two-story ceilings, and some that are nearly 5,000 square feet. But this one is different. It's in one of the most anticipated new home communities here in Kansas City. And once you see it, I think you'll understand exactly why it's one of my favorites so far. This is the Avala by J.S. Robinson Fine Homes. 4 beds, 3 bathrooms, 33 square feet. It's on a daylight walk-up lot with a sunken patio down below. It is currently priced at $1.448, $872. Now, with a house like this, we have to start with the exterior. And if this backdrop looks familiar, it's because just a few weeks ago, we did the model home right next to this one. I love the curb appeal. You've got the frosted glass panel garage doors with the black frames, black windows, 4-sided stucco, which is such a neat look. The dry stacked stone on top of that. But you saw it in the drone footage. We're gonna give you another close-up of this. There is a tiered retaining wall, beautiful stone. It's got a fountain in it, the landscaping rocks. This makes quite a statement from the curb. There are 2 other things with this exterior, at least in the front. You're going to see quite a bit around back as well, that we tend to see quite a bit with this caliber of home in Leawood, Kansas. The first is you've got the paver overlay sidewalk. Normally that's just brushed concrete. And then coming up to the front porch here, you've got the tiled entry, very comfortable height on the steps. And to kick off the inside of the house, greeted by the French doors. They're 8 feet tall, frosted glass panel, just like the garage. And this is the shot you've got as soon as you walk inside. This plan, the Avala, we've actually filmed the Avala expanded a number of different occasions. This one is very impressive. It's got a really large pantry and the lower level, I think they just nailed. So that's what you're seeing on the screen right here is the floor plan. Without further ado, we're going to get started right here with the entry. We already talked about the French doors. They're nice and private. They still let in light. You've got a transom window up at the top. And then I love that they added this box vault, modern crown molding. You're going to see it in a number of different places throughout the house. And one of the things I really appreciate about this builder, we're going to break them down in detail later on in the video, is that every single home we walk through, the level of consistency, the finishes, the light fixtures, the countertops, all of the choices, they're very, very tasteful. Sometimes in model homes, you'll see some design choices that are kind of out there. This one, very, very tasteful. Around the corner, we have our first bedroom / office and full bathroom. This is currently the sales model here in this community. But as you can see, beautiful light fixture. They brought the hardwood floors in here. You've got the casement windows. The closet is right off of the entry of this one. Moving on to the full bathroom, you've got a floating vanity with the downlighting. I believe a quartzite top. You're going to see something very similar in the lower level. And you've got this kind of linen wallpaper all the way around, gold fixtures. And of course, this one has the tub and shower built in. So that's the first part of the house. Everything else from here, very, very open. The nice thing about that is it's tucked off to the side, gives you some separation from all of the shared living spaces. And one of the nicest things, one of my favorite things about this plan is actually, Alex, if you stand right there, this is super open. I mean, you've got a clear line of sight to the front door from here. This feels nice, big, bright, open, everything you could possibly want in a home like this. But we're going to swing around. We'll give you a shot of the great room here because this is not just textured tile. We'll show you a close. I'll put it on the screen for you so you can see it. Really like that it adds the texture. It's nice and subtle. But on top of that, next video that comes out, you're going to see something very similar. You got a cast stone fireplace. We do not see these very often. These, I think, are very classy, tasteful, and they really elevate the look of the whole great room. But up top, you got a huge, deep, box vaulted ceiling, modern crown molding. This whole house has an audio system built in, course, you've got the gold fixtures on top of that. And we are going to move to the kitchen, which seems to be one of the most popular parts of this plan. And it's not just what you're seeing behind me. We're going to show you the pantry in a moment. It is way bigger than you'd think. It's a little bit bigger than I've seen in some of their other Avala floor plans. But starting with this, you've got a quartzite top. I love the look of this. You're going to see it on the backsplash on the perimeter in just a moment. Cabinets on both sides, which is excellent for storage. And then back here, we're starting to see this quite a bit, where you'll get a two-toned kitchen perimeter. The white oak stain, the white cabinets. It's very, we don't very often anymore see the all-white kitchens. It seems like some people are looking for them more often than not. We want some variety, so this is very tastefully done. You've got a cafe slide-in range right there, but it's not the only oven you'll see. In fact, on the other side of the perimeter, we've got this beautiful tower cafe stacked microwave and oven right here. And then I've got to point out that up top, you've got the glass cabinet doors with the backlighting there to top it all off. So this one, because it's a model, they typically will go ahead and put the fridge in. Most of the time, the homes will not come with those. But coming into the pantry, let's get a close-up of that door. You've got this reeded, fluted. It's an illusion. It's fluted, decorative glass panel there. And this just opens us way bigger than you'd think. Most of the time, we're just seeing the white shelves. I love that they took the extra step. They added the vertical backsplash. I love the faucet in there as well. And of course, they carried the same countertops inside. But turning around, we'll get to the garage entry in just a moment. I do want to show you the inside of that. It just lights up because of those frosted panels you saw on the exterior. But coming around this way, this is a pretty big space. Most of the time, sometimes, especially with a lot size like this, sometimes you'll see an eating area that might not be as grand as this one. Like that they were able to fit this light fixture in here. You've got the decorative glass. And then on top of that, this is recessed and bumped out just a little bit. And you've got the breakfast bar, the floating shelves, the vertical backsplash, glass cabinet doors, all of the lighting. And one thing I really appreciate, they went ahead, you've got the beverage cooler in here. Look at that. I think that is pretty neat. We don't see that very often. But turning around, we will show you a shot of the rear elevation of this home. It does have a sunken patio. They added a fence around it. You've got the multiple different tiers of outdoor living. And heading to the deck outside, I love that they went ahead and added the fireplace. This is where that four-sided stucco we talked about, this is where it really shines. You can truly see that here. I really like that they went ahead with the dry stack stone floor to ceiling. It makes this feel substantial, which is very important, because this is also a privacy element. It insulates from the street behind. And then up top on the ceiling, they went ahead, one of my favorite features, especially for outdoor living, instead of just the general siding we typically see, stained tongue and groove, which is not cheap or inexpensive to do. You've got the outdoor audio system already set up, composite decking, the fortress iron rail. This builder, this is not always included, this builder went ahead and installed the steps down. And not just like the steps down, but you also have the wraparound landing. So the more complexity you see in a staircase like this, usually the more it will cost, but it's really nice to see this already installed, because most builders in Kansas City on a daylight lot like this, those stairs typically not included. But downstairs, when we get there, it's not just one fountain out front, there's one down in the sunken patio as well. And we are going to head to the garage entry and the boot bench. So what we've got right here, you've got a beautiful drop zone. Cabinets are built in to the left. And you've got the boot bench with the hooks already installed, which is so nice. I promised we'd give you a shot of the garage, the inside of it. It is just lit up in here. The nice thing is it's all private because those glass panels are frosted. There were a couple contractors dropping off some equipment. So we got to hear the garage doors. They're completely silent, which is really nice. Inside of the garage is already painted. Now, before we get to the master, we've got to break down where we're located. I did mention in the beginning, this is one of the most anticipated new home communities in Kansas City. It is called East Village of Leawood. It's right off of 135th Street. It's tucked right behind it, minutes away from some of the best shops, restaurants, entertainment spots in all of Kansas City. It's really close to everything in the Overland Park side. Of course, you do get the Leawood address. This is a 116-acre mixed-use development with multiple different types of housing. So our first video here is actually the twin villas down the street. You saw the Caspian model, the single-family home right next door. Of course, this is also single-family. They've got brownstones, commercial shops, and several amenities on the way. The builders here, Odo Construction for the twin villas. For single-family, we've got some of the best in Kansas City. J.S. Robinson Fine Homes, like you're seeing in this video. Don Julian Builders. Of course, we showed you the Caspian by Willis Custom Homes right next door. The nice thing is, and very similar to a lot of the communities you'll find in this part of Kansas City, that these are all maintenance provided, which means even though this is a single family home, what makes it a villa is that maintenance provided aspect. Comes in at $300 a month. It'll go up once the pool, fitness center, once those are complete. If you're looking in this area, several good options. We've toured all of these communities, including Aventino, which is almost sold out. There are a few spec homes remaining. Of course, this one, East Village of Leawood, they've got several new lots to choose from. Across the street, we've also shown Regents Park. You've got a tree line in the back. Those lots can accommodate some side entry, 4-car garages. So plenty of different choices right here at Leawood, Kansas. We are going to head straight back to the master suite here. Just wait till you see the bathroom. I think the bathroom is very well done. And here we've got very tasteful, subtle texture on the accent wall behind. I love that you get the 3 windows here, got a view of the backyard, and then up top, you've got that deep box vault with the modern crown molding. The light fixtures, they just did so well. It's one of my biggest things, and sometimes I'll comment on this in the videos. Some homes we go in, when you go with gold light fixtures, all the manufacturers have different names for gold. So there's gold, which in my opinion, I'm not the biggest fan. I think it's kind of tacky. Champagne bronze is like more refined, more antique looking gold. Some of the manufacturers, especially shower door companies, sometimes it's brushed brass. So everybody's got their different stuff. They match these very well in this home. So coming around the corner, you get a look of the master bathroom, wall-to-wall vanity. You've got dual towers on the ends. They even did some millwork and trimmed out around the mirrors. And I love that they added these windows. It's completely private, lets in quite a bit of light. And of course, this is all floating with the downlighting. I love the stain color. It goes really well with the gold. And of course, as you can tell, they matched everything very nicely. As we turn to the shower here, you've got the clips, Euro glass panel. And as this opens up a little bit, you can see the extra wide bench. They put a niche back there, and I love the shower floor. Should mention, this is large format tile on the surround, which when you see bigger tile like this on the surround, on the bathroom floor, typically costs a little bit more to install than your standard. But right here, we've got the water closet, and then the actual master closet itself, I think this is perfect. It does lead and flow around to the laundry room. You've got plenty of pull-down racks, hanging rods, the mirrors built in here, but I like how much shelving they were able to fit. Around to the corner, you're gonna see 2 things that we don't always see. You've got an actual dresser. I do wanna point out these cabinets. This is a big one. These are manufacturer finish on the inside, which you don't always see. A lot of the time, these are painted or stained on site. The manufacturer finish tends to hold up pretty well over time. They also added an outlet, which is really nice. You can't quite tell on camera this is a quartz top. You would think it's wood, but it's nice to see that they went with the higher end material. And this would be the laundry room that's connected to the master. You've got the built-ins up top, the tile floor. And I did promise we'd break down this builder, J.S. Robinson Fine Homes. We've toured many of their different floor plans all around Kansas City. One of my favorite communities overall, Bristol Highlands in Lenexa and Shawnee, Kansas. They have a Del Mar there, which tends to be a little bit bigger version of this plan. It is up in the trees. You feel like you're just elevated above everything. You've got beautiful views. It's got a lower level walkout. We've toured other plans like the Regency 2, which was huge, finished on all 3 levels. The Cypress 1.5 story, which they've actually got a new version of, what we'll showcase on the channel here very shortly. They do a really good job. If you're looking to build a home from the ground up, if you want to do a lot of customization, got a client building with them right now. When you go to a build meeting, Jeff Robinson, he'll pull out all of the plans, he'll trace over them, he'll draw out your future home right in front of you. This is one of the most enjoyable and exciting experiences. The whole team, I think, does a really, really good job. And you can find them all over Kansas City. They build in Aventino, Regents Park, here in East Village of Leawood. So all 3 of the ones we discussed in this part of Kansas City, Bristol Highlands in Lenexa and Shawnee, Kansas, Riverstone Valley in South Overland Park, Cedar Creek in Olathe. They also build in Loch Lloyd and several others. But any questions buying, building a new construction home in Kansas City, whether it's choosing the right builder, the right community, floor plan, lot, lining up the financing, how it all works, absolutely love to set you up for success. There's so many options out there that you can't find online or that aren't visible on the surface. And even one of those that you never knew existed could completely change your home search. So feel free, phone call, text, email. I'd love to set you up for success. Free guide at the top of the description below. It breaks down a lot of the behind the scenes, a lot of the moving pieces that are really important to your bottom line. And one of those we're going to break down when we get to the lower level. Floor plan. We will put it on the screen right here. We mentioned the sunken patio down below. There's a wet bar down there that's just beautiful. Starting at the top, I love the accent wall. It matches the same enamel you saw on the front door. The mirror there brings in a ton of light, creates a lot of volume. I like that you've got this landing with the hardwood floors, designer carpet as we get down to the lower level. And this is an impressive size, especially with the size of the lot here. We'll get to the wet bar in a moment, but why don't we start with the media center? You've got very similar accent wall to what we saw on the landing, the stairs, and also the master, the dark enamel. I love the light fixtures there. And then what really makes this pretty cozy is this is a daylight lot, but they were able to force the walk up with the sunken patio. What I really like is this feels perfect for a media center because you've got just the right amount of light coming in from below the deck. So that adds true natural light versus, the traditional basement feel that you would see in a lot of these homes. And then around the corner, this is just perfect for entertaining. You've got the sitting area. If you've got a pool table, a card table, this would be the space for it. There is unfinished storage in quite a few places in this plan. We don't usually show this very often, but just so you can see what's behind the doors, in case you're wondering, you've got the utilities right here. We're going to come back to the wet bar. And instead, we're going to get to the bedrooms, and then we'll end with one of my favorite parts of the house. But 2 more spots for storage. One is this extra deep closet beneath the staircase. And then the second is another deep closet beneath the staircase. So really maximized the storage in this one. You've got 2 bedrooms, Hollywood style bath. We're going to start with this one. Upgraded carpet. You can see those windows bringing in a ton of light right here. You do have half of an egress window. They stuccoed the inside of it, which gives it a nice elevated look. I do want to point out the carpet. This is beyond the standard you typically see in a secondary bedroom. It's high tread. It's got some good texture to it. Right here, we've got pretty good sized closet for a lower level bedroom. And then straight back, we have a little bit of a storm shelter back here, but also some more unfinished space. What you're seeing, most builders, every single new home you go through, for the most part, you're going to see them leaving the extra material supplies, flooring, tile, paint, etc. So we are going to back up a little bit. And Alex, why don't we get to the Hollywood bath first? So they do this in a couple of their different plans. They also have different options, very customizable. So if you wanted to fit a second full bathroom down here, you certainly have some room in that unfinished space we saw, but love the tile choices. Shower doors already installed, upgraded countertops, and then this goes all the way through to the other side. You've got the toilet and shower, and right over here, you've got another vanity, the closet, and our last bedroom here. Again, the daylight lot makes a really big difference. And what I mean by that, you can see the guide that's at the top of the description. Your standard lot, it's going to be flat. Lower level is going to be below ground. You'll have the egress windows, but they're going to cover quite a bit of that light. This being a daylight lot means that you do have part of the basement above ground. Typically, it's not so high that you can get an exit. They were able to force one, which you're going to see right around the corner. But this is pretty incredible, the wet bar. There's one item. I wish they're fixing it. So there's this, oh, I fixed it. I have the magic touch today. Look at that. We've got it working again. That is just beautiful. I love the reflective tile on the back, the wine racks, and then I think the light really makes it. When I walked in here and I saw it wasn't working, that was kind of disappointing, but let's turn this around. So the wet bar here, towers on the sides, sink is on the back. You've got this upgraded, I believe, quartzite top to it. We saw this in the full bathroom off of the office and the entry, waterfall edge for the peninsula. But Alex, if you swing this way just a little bit, this is huge for a lower level wet bar. Sometimes it's just the walk up that we see. This is a lot of real estate here, which is really nice for seating. And then of course, you can see all of the upgraded poles. These have some knurling to them. So if you get a close up of those, again, the gold, they did such a good job matching. If you're gonna go gold, you gotta make sure everything matches. They clearly pulled this off very well. And of course, you have the beverage cooler installed. We're going to give you one more shot from the front of the bar because this window right here just really makes the entire setup. And finally, the outdoor living space. This is what I mean when I say they forced the walkout, is you've got this foundation wall here, you've got the access, stairs going up, and as you can see on the drone footage, 3 different tiers of outdoor living. On top of that, you've got another fountain. You saw one in the front. Of course, you've got to have one around back. This is all 4-sided stucco. And as we come up the stairs here, the fortress rail, you've got your final tier of outdoor living. I just want to say real quick, usually this is all mulched. The landscaping rocks, I'm a huge fan of them. Such a great look. And of course, you've got the patio pad right here. So any questions, buying, building, new construction home in Kansas City, we go through some of the best options, builders, communities, floor plans. There's so many options that are not always online. One of those could change your entire home search. I'd love to get those in front of you. So phone call, text message, email, which will set you up for success. Big thank you to J.S. Robinson Fine Homes. It's always a pleasure going through their models. This is one of my favorites that we've been through of theirs so far. Roberta, the listing agent, big thank you to her for giving us access to both these properties, and there are plenty more models on the way, so make sure you subscribe to see those. Before you go, this is a playlist of all of the videos we've done here in East Village of Leawood, including the model right next door. This is a playlist of all of the J.S. Robinson Fine Homes that we've toured. Great builder, so click here or there, and we'll see you on the other side.